or favor. Back in school, I learned during history lessons that account words like pano, krata, asupache were Portuguese words, or they were of Portuguese origin. Now, these were corrupted versions of the Portuguese words pau, carta, and sapatero. Then I learned that English language has many other languages as its origin. And this is so with a lot of other languages. The English language has Greek, Latin, French, Japanese, Dutch, German, Italian as its origin. Most of the words. In Ghana, there are so many words we use across various tribes and ethnic groups that have assumed national acceptance or usage. A word like osofo, and I'm saying it in the Ga sense, osofo. And I even think they ever say osofo sometimes. Osofo, yes. These are of Akan etymology. The osofo in the Akan sense. But you see, due to trade and migration and intermarriages and all that, we learn from each other. So the word usofo used in Ga sometimes and in Ewe is from the Akan word osofo, which means Christian priest. But do you know that ayeko, which is widely used across the country to mean well done, is originally a Ga word? What about chalewote, the slippers, or maybe chale, body? But do we really think about where a certain word is coming from when we use, let's say, a word like dumso? Do we even think about it? Or akpeteshi? And did you know that Akwaaba is even of Fanti origin? Now, what is my point? The point I'm making is that language grows, and language is part of culture. Language is fluid. Culture is also fluid, and culture sometimes is borrowed and influenced by other cultures. Now, some of the words that you thought were maybe originally exclusive to your tribe may have other foreign influences, just as I said earlier on. It's even possible, very possible, that the type of dressing that you thought was just for your people, your tribe, was also influenced by some foreign culture. Now, this brings me to the main issue for the day. And I know most people have spoken about it. Even my uncle, Francis Doku, has written a very nice piece about it on in Daily Graphic. And that is a recent tribal debate about replacing Akwaaba at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and the Kotoka International Airport with Oobaake. I hope I said it right. To me, this is very sensitive. Oobaake. Okay. Very sensitive. And in as much as we want to have opinions about this, we need to be careful about it. But let's ask ourselves, do the Gans have a point in trying to preserve and project their culture? Yes, they do. Do they have a point in complaining about being excluded in signages of national significance? Yes, especially when it's on their land. But wait. As we strive to preserve our culture, we shouldn't forget that there are certain words and expressions which, although come from other tribes, that have assumed national value to the extent that they are considered more Ghanaian than tribal, than maybe Ga, Ewe, Bono, or Kre, or whatever. Having Oobaake at the airport is no issue. And maybe adding it to Akwaaba may not be issue at all. It's not a big deal. But if we could, I would say we should even put every language there, over the 70 Ghanaian languages. Maybe use a digital board or something and then put them on to be rotating. But is it really necessary? That's the question we're asking. Now, the guys are right when they say that airports in Ho, Tamale, and Kumasi have greetings in languages from those areas. And so we should have one in Accra. I think they are making a fair point. But the thing is that Akwaaba, the Akwaaba which has assumed national brand status, just like Ayiko or Chale or Ago, has been used as signage or on our signage for how many years? Especially when you go to the Kotoka International Airport. For so many years. The brand has been well marketed. And I think that it wouldn't be right for us to touch it at all. Now, this current agitation has created awareness of the Ga greeting, which is Oobaake. And it means welcome. Maybe prior to this, I hadn't heard about this before. And I know some Gans who are even saying they didn't know they had anything like that. I've heard some say they knew about Mohe, which is used both in Dangbe and Ga. I don't know about that. I'm not Ga, so. But maybe moving forward, there should be a conscious effort to get Oobaake featured maybe on other national edifices, not where we have one already that has been marketed. Maybe. And maybe moving forward, we should have some influential Ga people start using these words, using their language on radio, on television more, so people can know and learn from them. And I also think that Accra is choked. Accra is pressured when it comes to culture because everybody is here. People from other parts of the country and even people from other parts of the world are here. So if they say that their culture is under pressure, I think I agree with them. Maybe what we should do is to also help them to preserve their culture, as in maybe they're going all out to teach Ga in their schools. I know there are some schools here in Accra that teach other languages apart from other than Ga. And to me, that doesn't augur well for the Ga people and their culture. So, we should do well as a people. We should be tolerant, but we should look at the bigger picture most times. But I have an issue with how the signage of the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park was changed. At best, they should have added to the Weasel and the Akwaaba. At best. You see, some things are very, very sensitive and they could foment trouble and confusion in the country. So just deleting everything, deleting Akwaaba and Weasel, and then replacing that with Oobaake, I think it wasn't right for them to have done that. I don't know who did that because the GTA has come out to say that they did not sanction that. Joy FM's Kofi Hayford tried to speak to the new director of the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, and he declined speaking to this issue. Regardless of our cultural complexities as a country, we need to gradually move towards building more stronger values. I mean, values that bind us nationally. We should respect various tribes and their cultures, but also be sensitive to our national pride. Whoever has ears, let them hear.